You want bugs me? Flying insects.
How dare you, insect? How dare you interrupt?
Flying insects are a pain in the butt. So let's talk about what you can do about it. There are thousands, if not millions, of kinds of flying insects. This is important because some sting or bite, and others are just an annoyance to have flying around your head. Most flying insects don't bite, sting, or really do anything bad past annoying and scaring you. Just shoo them away, no harm, no foul. There are some bugs like the mayfly and the cicadas that are seasonal and come out in large numbers certain times of the year. During this time, be careful yawning or chewing with your mouth open. You might get some extra protein, but it won't hurt you. With flies, they're not just annoying, but nasty. Flies love filth, decaying matter, to include excrement, and for the less cultured of us, that's poop. It can be human, animal, or anything in between. They love to land on it, get a taste, and lay eggs on it. Then they walk over your picnic spread. They transfer that fecal matter from when they landed on the poo into Aunt Jolene's famous potato salad. Are you hungry? If you're going to be outside, there will be bugs. But when it comes to flies, you can do things to reduce them from coming to say hi. It sounds simple, but just cover the food. Whether you're inside or outside or under a tree with your honey bunny, the flies are attracted to the food, fresh or rotten. So that goes for that evil that resides in your trash cans as well. I've had customers in the past with dogs in the backyard, and when dogs do what they do and you don't clean it up, the flies will be attracted to it, lay eggs in it, and make more flies. Eventually, you'll be overrun. This applies to any animals that use your yard as their toilet: chickens, goats, pigs, and any other farm animals. Your best recourse is to keep the droppings cleaned up. There's even a service here locally that does this for you. Clear Your Minds. I love that name. I'll put the link in the description. It's also a plus when the kids can play in the yard without slipping on poo. If you have horses, cows, or farms close by, but you don't have any animals, good luck. If the source is off your property, then there isn't much you can do about it. We can do a treatment that will kill millions of flies, but perspective is important here. No matter how many we kill, the source will always be sending more. This is a perpetual maintenance problem. Stinging insects that fly are dangerous for different reasons. Nobody likes to get stung unless you're just weird, and some have some serious medical issues when they get stung. The source is important here as well as with the flies. Most stinging insects are social insects. The sting is meant to tell you got too close to them or their nest. The good thing is insects like wasps, yellow jackets, hornets, and bees pretty much leave you alone unless you're threatening their nest. You are massive compared to them and can swat them easily. They don't want to pick a fight with you one on one, okay? The nest is the important thing. Removing that nest, especially if it's in a place where humans want to be, is the key. There isn't much that can be done about any flying insect that's just flying around. It's not like we can fog the entire neighborhood, or even if we could, it wouldn't do any good. So remove the nest and you're good. Ladybugs, box elder beetles, stink bugs, and kudzu bugs are overwintering pests that fly. They show up in massive numbers before the first frost on the side of the house that faces the sun. They also show up in the spring as they emerge from the house from overwintering. Overwintering is the bug version of hibernating. They don't really harm anything, but they can have an odor and be very numerous. If they're in the walls and you kill them in there, you could have major issues with domestic beetles feeding on the carcasses, like carpet beetles and ground beetles. So leave them alone. Sometimes you can treat the bark on trees and surface of the house to reduce the numbers, but it's outside. There will be bugs. Preventing them from entering the home with treatments helps, but it's a numbers game, a reduction, not elimination. Sealing holes so they can't overwinter in your walls is best. Next, we have the mosquito, everybody's favorite bloodsucker. Mosquitoes are the most dangerous bug on the planet because they transfer diseases. Not so much here in the US as some third world countries, but they still get the trophy. Unlike wasps, they aren't social insects, so they don't live together in a colony, but they do lay eggs in specific types of areas. Preventing the laying of eggs is where the magic happens. Everybody's heard about reducing standing water, and that is good, but most don't realize that they can lay eggs in a pool smaller than a bottle cap. So the chance of you eliminating every single water spot is slim to none. Even a leaf can hold enough for Miss Mosquito to contaminate your yard. Worse than that, they seem to know where water will gather later, laying eggs in a dry spot, and then when it rains, it's game on. Treating for mosquitoes is also a numbers game, just like the other bugs. Reducing the number of adults is great and will give you enough relief for your barbecue birthday party on Saturday, but just like any other bug, the adults aren't the problem. The eggs are the problem. So for that, there are some innovative ways to affect egg production. Look, here's the deal. At the end of the day, perspective is important, okay? Remember, there is no zero with flying insects. Heck, there's no zero with insects outside, period. There has been a trend of people moving here from East Tennessee from, let's call them, less rural areas that aren't used to bug country. Some of them freak out a bit, where, as an old country boy understands, most bugs aren't a big deal. I've actually had to explain to people that if they're outside, there will be bugs. Nothing anyone can do about it. If you don't like bugs, you move to the wrong state. Don't go further south, it only gets worse. Besides, you wouldn't want to annihilate all the bugs in your yard anyway. They serve many beneficial purposes, including a symbiosis with all the flowers and plants that you loved. The concrete jungle you came from usually only had the bad bugs. Here we have all kinds, good and bad. Let them be outside. There's nothing you can do about it anyway. Outside is their home. Our purpose is to keep them out of the inside of your home. Location, location, location. You all bugs me! Flying insects! But I love to kill them.
Yes, for certain. There is no stopping them. The ants will soon be here. And I, for one, welcome all you insect overlords. I'd like to remind them that as a trusted TV personality, it can be helpful in rounding up others to toil in their underground sugar cave.
So, I stand upon my desk to remind myself that we must constantly look at things in a different way.